So today's lessons, we're still going to talk about inverses. This is our third day to talk about inverses. But today what we're going to do is prove that two functions are an inverse. So the first day what we did was we found inverse functions by switching the x and y and then solving for y, and we found the inverse of any given function. Now today we're going to take two functions and compose them. We've done composition of functions, and we're going to compose them, and when we do, we should end up with the value of just x. So instead of a longer equation, we should end up with x if the functions are inverses. But if you don't end up with just an x, they are not inverses. So remember, we can compose these functions in either order. We can put f of x inside of g of x, or g of x inside of f of x. So if, when we compose them, we get the solution of x, then the functions are inverses. Doesn't matter the order. The outcome will always be x if the functions are inverses. Okay, so we're going to start with number one. And number one, we have g of x and f of x. And I'm always going to do this consistently in this order. You do not have to, but I'm always going to start out writing this as this is my first function, this is my input function. All right, does not have to be in that order, but that's how I'm going to do it. Also, remember that you can write this composition as, or you can write it as G composed of f of x. G composed of f of x. There we go. So either of those will work. I didn't mean to put an equal sign there. Okay, so this is all, we're basing it all off of this order. So f of x is our input, and we are putting that sucker into the other equation straight up for x. So what I do is I take my outside equation, -3. I'm replacing my x, so I'm going to put my parentheses. Then I finish the equation, -9. So what goes inside is my input, -3x minus 15. So to note, the way this is written is this is your g of f of x. This is my f of x inside my g of x. And then from there, you simplify. All right, so when we simplify, -3 times -3x, that gives you a 9x. -3 times -15 is a positive 45, and then we have -9 on the end. 9x plus 45 minus 9, we can combine those two terms. That gives us a plus 36. Now, did we end up with x? No. So, it doesn't equal x. The composition doesn't equal x. So, g of x and f of x are not inverses. And this is what your job is going to be. It's going to be to take one function, compose it, input it into the other, and solve. If you end up with x, they are inverses. Yes, they're inverses. Doesn't end up with x, I've got this expression, not inverses. All right, so let's look at number 2. I'm going to start off with f in composition with g of x. All right, so I'm going to start off with my first equation right here. 1 plus 1/2 x. X is what I'm replacing. What am I replacing it with? My g of x. This is becoming my input value. So it's going in place of the other equation. Now, just simply solve distributive property. 1 times 2 is 1. So you have a positive 1x. 1 times negative 2 is negative 1. All right, so we got minus 1. Now, look what happens. We've got like terms, 1 and minus 1. 1 minus 1 equals 0. So therefore, all we have left is x. This is what we want to look for. This means our two equations, our two function rules are inverses. Okay, so the solution is x. So f of x and g of x are inverses. All right, so on your assignment, and by the way, this is problems 1 and 2 on your assignment. On your assignment, if after you show your, and I want you showing your work on everything, don't just guess me and go, oh yeah, I can tell by looking. You need to practice this procedure. All right, if you get this kind of an answer, you're going to put not inverses. If you get this answer, if you get X, you're going to write inverses. That's it. Show your work, inverse, not inverse. All right, guys, have a good day.